What is going on, everybody? King Recon here for the chapter 1099 Afterthoughts. I apologize for not being able to record this with the camera on, but we're gonna get this video out, man. You know what I mean? It's time. 1099 was great. 1100 is right around the corner. I was like, no matter what, we're getting this video out before the end of the day, man. And so I appreciate y'all for stopping by and for delivering some comments here. But before we get into that, let's go ahead and look at the Egghead trailer that I had the opportunity to react to last night because, man, it was awesome.
The Ichiro Oda staff account, the official One Piece account, just put out a teaser trailer for the Egghead arc. Now, I heard earlier today we were going to get a special announcement after the episode. I'm not sure if this is it, but man, let's get right into it. Yo, Egghead greatness. 3, 2, 1, let's jam. The king. Their designs, dude. Look at Egghead! Oh man, it looks so cool. Let's go. Of course. Of course. The new chapter, Egghead Art. Hold on. Replay that one more time? Was that Lilith? Yo, Lilith has a fire voice. Fire voice, dude. I'm gonna play that one more time. Man, it feels so good to see them animated like this. Look at them, dude. Look at the arc. Ah, like, man. Dude. Dude. Come on, man. Yo, I can't wait for them to get to this stuff, man. I cannot wait, dude. January 7th will be there no matter what, son.
One of my favorite things about that trailer is not only how colorful everything looks, which is just a real treat, man. I can't wait. I can't wait, dude. It's gonna be such a great arc to experience in the anime. But of course, little bits and pieces of insight into how the island could potentially look within the anime. And I fell in love with the way that Egghead looks, even just in the manga. But seeing it in animated form, seeing all their outfits, it reminded me how special this arc really is. And so glad that they decided to drop a trailer for it. But of course, we still have the chapter 1058 to 1060 stretch ahead of it, man. So I'm really excited for that. But before we get into any of that greatness, we've got to talk about chapter 1099 and the wonderful comments that all of you left here today. And so let's go ahead and start reading some comments right here, starting off with Goat Luffy 97, who comes in with a comment that says, whether it was planned or serendipitous, having Kuma visit the lands that he later sent the Straw Hats to was chef's kiss. Perfection. Absolutely. That's one of my favorite things from this chapter. One of the best surprises, honestly. And like you said, whether it was planned or whether it was done in the moment while in the storyboarding phase, Oda making that connection and as well as all the other connections, right, with the Goa Kingdom and Belrico, and it just makes the world feel like it's a real breathing entity, right? Like an actual world that continues to move on its own. And Oda's been so good with that throughout the course of the story, and I think this was a great celebration of that because the way in which he continues to connect certain things together is one of the coolest things about this series, and and most certainly something that we expect to continue to take place within the final saga. This is another fantastic chapter to add to an all-time level flashback in a series with multiple ones. As for chapter 1100, I have a couple predictions. First, chapter ends with us leaving the flashback and Kuma rocks Saturn with a Luffy punching Charlos level punch. If that happens, that is going to be all-time level peak. I'm talking all-time levels of peak, man. That is going to be one of the best chapters of all time. Screw of the year. One of the best chapters ever. After everything that Kuma has gone through, I need that man to lead the SmackDown. I need him to go up in leg somewhere, please. Second, the chapter ends in the flashback, still in the flashback, but it's the events of Sabaody from Kuma's point of view. Oh my goodness, that would be amazing, Goat Loopy 97. Seeing the events of Sabaody from Kuma's perspective, maybe even first person as well. Oh man, we get to hear his thought process. That'd be so cool, dude. We see him sending the Strats away, and the final panel is him sending Luffy away. Let's go, dude. That would be a perfect 1100. That would be a perfect 1100, man. Awesome comment. Thank you so much for that, GoldLoopy97. Next one comes in from Silvershot5208, who says, Yo, Coach, hope you had a great Thanksgiving with your family. It was awesome, man. So I couldn't be on time with your reaction, but I just wanted to input my thoughts on Chapter 1099 and predictions for Chapter 1100. No worries, yo. Chapter 1099 thoughts. The end of the Bark and Sabaody reread is going to hit so much different now. Yes. Yes, yo. I can't wait to reread both when this arc comes to a close. That we know the context behind Kuma's motivations. Anything with Kuma, honestly, is going to hit different. Him protecting the Sunny in Return to Sabaody. Bonnie's reaction to Kuma, right, during Marineford. The pacifist as a unit, as something that exists, is going to hit much differently now. His introduction, right, being introduced within the Holy Land, is just a lot of different things, man. I don't know if you pointed this out yet, but this chapter connects the dots to past events. Yes, yeah, we talked about this within the stream. From the Goa Kingdom incident on Sorbet by Bikori, the origins of Kuma epithet of the Tyrant, due to Bikori and the propaganda from the WG, Queen Connie, that was really cool, being the mother of the actual king of Sorbet, Bulldog, the islands Kuma visited to find a cure for Bonnie's disease, being the same islands Kuma sends Astrads pre-time skip, Vegapunk moving labs due to the explosion of Punk Hazard by Caesar, yes, which is the panel that we saw within Punk Hazard, right? Whenever we saw Caesar as a silhouette. Kuma's relationship with Vegapunk, Bonnie's statement about her visiting Egghead when she was young, and even the origins of the pacifist name. I think Kuma has visited Egghead multiple times because in chapter 1072 we see Vegapunk with his apple head, and in this chapter his head is still very long, so I don't think we're going to see Saturn messing with Kuma in 1100. Interesting. So you fully expect the flashback to continue, right? I'm of the same thought. This chapter just reinforces that Kuma's an absolute go from overthrowing Bikori and protecting the people of the Sorbet Kingdom with an Ursus shock, man. Traveling around the world just to find a cure for his daughter's disease, and even possibly endangering his life, to save his daughter. I mean, he's such a great father. I heard some people theorize Dragon's Devil Fruit has to either be a Wind Logia, the Kaze no Mi, or a mythical Zoan that controls the weather, like the Quetzalcoatl. Yes, both of those for sure. There's many references to wind throughout the story. Plus the line, "Go where the winds of fate take you, my friend." That was one of my favorite lines in the chapter. Might even be my favorite lines in the chapter. That thing was so peak, man. Absolute peak quote, by the way, facts. Reinforces this idea as well. Especially Ivanka and Inazuma got imprisoned and sent to Impel Down, so I wonder if we're gonna exactly know what they did to get in prison. That is true, and I was thinking about this whenever the idea came up within the stream of like, when did Crocodile end up meeting both of them, right, or meeting Ivankov, because we didn't see them meeting within this flashback. Going maybe Oda's saving that for some stuff down the line when they meet up again, or yeah, well, obviously he's saving that for whenever they meet up again, like Crocodile and Ivankov for their second meeting in the story, but. I'm curious as to what, like you said, what did they do to for themselves to get imprisoned? I think that's very, very interesting. Chapter 1100 predictions. Delving more into Vegapunk's relationship with Kuma and seeing Kuma finally giving into Vegapunk's request into extracting the memory bubble that was established in 1072. Let's get it. I really want that to be a central focus here coming in soon. Saturn confronting Vegapunk about Kuma being a cyborg, Kuma becoming a warlord in his interactions with the other warlords. Yes, Bonnie being cured of Sapphire skills. I definitely am looking forward to seeing how that happens, right? And the like, is it going to be the deal with the devil as we saw within this chapter, the way that it was being alluded to, right? The construction of Vegapunk satellites, maybe a cliffhanger at the end of Kuma arriving at Egghead. Oh, I'm telling y'all, bro, if that really is the cliffhanger at the end of next week's episode or chapter, it's going to be one of the greatest of all time. Well, whatever chapter 1100 has in store for us is going to be peak fiction. Can't wait for your reaction, Coach. It's going to be greatness, man. Just to note a few things, end of Wano, beginning of Egghead this year, like you pointed out, so hyped. Voices for Emu and Garling next year. Yuji versus Mahito. Oh, man, dude. Greatness. Beginning in JJK, Dan and Blue Box getting anime adaptations. All around hype. It's going to be a great year next year. And then for me as a gamer, The first 3 months of the year are is like my dream month. It's like getting a Shanks chapter, a Dragon chapter, a Mihawk chapter, uh, and a Roger chapter, right, and a Rocks chapter in the same month. That's how crazy the the stuff is looking for next year, man. It's insane. It's actually wild. It's actually wild. Thank you for that, yo. What's up? It's Winston comes in. Yo, Winston, man. CM Punk, dude. It's crazy. Congrats on the Eagles win this past Monday. I'm actually recording this while the Eagles game is on. I was like, bro, as much as I love my Eagles, I gotta, I gotta get this out today, man. Thanks, my Ravens are top AFC, dude. The Ravens this year have had a fantastic season. I'm very much looking forward to seeing how far they go, and I would honestly love to see them in the Super Bowl. I would love for an Eagles Ravens Super Bowl. You know, I'm pushing for the Eagles to win the NFC all the way. I know it's going to be difficult with the 49ers, of course, standing there. Dallas always gives us a problem. So we'll see what happens in the NFC. Detroit's looking pretty good, but in the AFC, man, the Ravens are looking good. Looking really good, man. Happy Thanksgiving, Coach. Hope your day is fantastic. Appreciate you, brother. Praise Kumachi. Oda was in his bag with the callbacks this chapter. In the first page panel of Kuma is so heartbreaking. He's been through a lot. Give him a night off. Seriously, give him a night off, man. Like, let my man breathe. And that's the sad that like I continue to say this, but that's the thing about this flashback that makes it so tragic because we know it doesn't let up. You know, it just continues to get more and more tragic for the guy. Of course, the WG blames Kuma, and Saturn's gonna probably force Vegapunk and Kuma to make Kuma become a cyborg. Eventually, he will end up making a deal with the devil demon Eldritch. I mean, dude, if this actually does end up happening within the flashback, man, it's like, can we even blame the guy? It's like put ourselves in this scenario with the kind individual that he is, right? And what you would be willing to do to save the person that you love most, you know. Also, one of the episodes had me in tears recently. Egghead is a banger first arc for me, being weekly. Feels like another calm before the storm. Leave Kumachi alone, dang it. I'm telling you, yo. The narrator saying, of course, Kuma sank the ships was great. I was very happy for Oda when the LA came out, seeing Luffy in the Macy's Thanksgiving Parade. Yo, shout out to the bucket helmet Luffy, man. I can't imagine how Oda feels. Also, Bello Batty W chapter. Looking forward to C2 and AEW. Much love, coach. Much love to you, yo. Much love to you. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Yo, wrestling is in a great place right now. It really is. It's been a wonderful time for the to be a fan. So coming up next, we have Mikusta79, who says, I have a lot of feelings for Oda, mostly negative because his flashback has hurt more than Robin's, Chopper's, or Nami's, not saying something because Nami is my top 5 favorites of all time. I feel you, yo. I feel you when it comes to all... This flashback has hurt me more than any other flashback, and it hasn't even been animated yet. Like it's a heart wrenching flashback, man. It really is. The way Kuma has been leading his life is beautiful, even without negativity. However, it makes me wonder if he is somehow related to D-Clan. The reason I say this is because Sengoku said in Dressrosa, D always follows checkered life. Kuma's life is more than checkered. It also makes me wonder if the first D was Joy Boy, then was he a Buccaneer? And that's how Kuma is part D and not a name. Given the size of the hat Emu has, it would seem Joy Boy was definitely a large humanoid. What I want for 1100 is the entire Straw Hat / Grand Fleet, red-haired crew, cross-guild, and revs descend upon St. J. Garcia Saturn. I mean, if that happens, that might be the greatest chapter in history. Deliver some gold, old-fashioned pain. Unless it's highly unlikely, so I'm assuming we get another twist next chapter while still in the flashback. I'm expecting the same thing. If we go out of the flashback, then I say Kuma arrives and Luffy wakes up as well for Kuma and Bonnie's dream to see Nika. That is going to be such a beautiful scene. I can't wait for that to take place. I really can't wait. I hope Dragon will hop in soon. You know, the day that Dragon makes a move, we'll be there no matter what. Especially with the way that things continue to build with him within this flashback. Hope you're doing well, King. Really good time to be on socials, but that OP greatness is unavoidable. I feel you, yo. I feel you. If there's anything that's going to get you online, it's that One Piece greatness. Nothing but love to you, yo. Thank you, Hemisphere, for that. Subra comes in and says, Afterthoughts. After reading the chapter, a new thought came to mind, and as I shared in the stream, it's related to Crocodile. The question is, where is Crocodile in this whole flashback? So what is the Croc secret that Eva knows? Did Ivankov learn it straight from Impel Down? What does he want to create a utopia? I'll try to predict those a little. My guess is Crocodile might be a celestial dragon. As Bonnie, Crocodile might be an unwanted child of some random celestial dragon. And the CDs throw him away as his mother was a normal human, not some god. So the secret might be the origin of Croc's celestial dragon. That would be actually very interesting if that is the case, and that would give us another connection to Dressrosa and Alabasta. And now you remember the child croc with guns SBS pick. After being thrown away, his mother might have died, and he survived alone, so he got that gun in a way like Robin. Then opened the pirate crew. There he found a family that he always wanted, like Whitebeard. So in that regard, he wants to create a utopia, and he would use Pluton to get to that measure. That's interesting, Subra. And if that's the case, I do wonder if Crocodile continues to feel that way. I feel like Crocodile's gonna be one of those characters that the more mysterious he remains, the better it's going to be for his character, because he was so strong as an antagonist, even without a flashback. So I want to learn more about Crocodile, but it's not a priority for me because I already feel like he's such a strong presence within the story. So if something like this were to take place, it would have to be when Cross Scale comes into the picture and we really start diving deep into Mihawk, Buggy, and Crocodile, which we've already started diving deep into both Mihawk and Buggy and their potential lore and backstory. And now we just need Crocodile, which of course has had multiple different hints and pieces of the puzzle throughout the course of the story. So excited for that, man. Predictions: Devil Saturn. Next chapter, 100%. We will see Kuma and Devil Saturn making a deal. Yes, their Saturn will use a situation to make Kuma a cyborg, and we'll see his journey through Thriller Bark and finally return to the present as Saturn tries to kill Bonnie. I really hope you're right, and that, like the first comment said, we will see the journey up until Thriller Bark and return to the present, like seeing all that stuff through his perspective, which would be so beautiful, especially if we see the present through his perspective as well. It would be really, really beautiful. Kuma enters the battlefield of Egghead. The chapter ends with it. That's my prediction. Hopefully, this comment doesn't spoil stuff. Could you imagine? That would just be you having crazy observation hockey. As every week, Dragon is coming. Wind of Fate is taking him here. Also, he's the man marked by flames. Thank you for reading, King. Stay safe and healthy. Nothing but love to you, Super. Thank you. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing where the man marked by flames situation takes us from here on out. Man, his ship looks so cool, dude. His ship looks so cool, man. Thank you for that, Subra. Matthias Ciruli comes in and says, these last episodes were rough. I wanted to mention something I read, I don't remember where, but the planet Saturn is associated with the gem of the blue sapphire. And the fact that disease is called like that, with the word scales, makes it pretty likely that Saturn is Bonnie's father. Maybe if people with the immortality surgery have children, they will not live a long life. That is a fascinating theory. So someone who takes the immortality surgery maybe potentially forever ruins their lineage after that because they are messing with their DNA, with the lineage factor as we know it in One Piece. That would be very, very interesting, and would go into that Saturn and the Gorosei also had to make their own quote unquote deal with the devil, one that they would not be able to undo, and that would actually take us into the religious side of things as well. With we know that Oda's been taking inspiration from that within the flashback, and we know that in certain instances, your firstborn and or your family members could be cursed based on I forgot how I think it's cursed is because in Spanish it's maldición. So I think in English that is cursed. That your entire lineage could be cursed if you did something that was not pleasing to a deity, right? And I think that would be a very interesting thing to explore, especially in a series that already deals with stuff of that nature. Um, I'm really down for that, honestly. I think that'd be super cool and explore the consequences of certain things through the lens of the Gorosei and what they're willing to do to achieve the immortality that they have. That's actually very fascinating. My prediction for 1100 is that it has to be a massive W for Kuma. So hopefully 1100 will be a good day for Kuma and a good day for us as fans to be relieved of this very, very sad flashback. We'll see what happens. But I really hope you're right and get a W for Kuma. Thank you, yo. Gold Slash comes in and says, we might still be in the flashback, but I'd be a fraud if I didn't drop my Dragon promo for chapter 1100. Gold Slash has been saying this, if Dragon really does show up next chapter, Gold Slash has been calling this for like 100 chapters, bro. Feeling more like maybe at the end of the chapter now, but I'm still a believer. Really cool to know Kuma wanted to be a symbol of peace. Shout out to All Might. Saturn needs to get that Charlos treatment. Saturn most certainly needs to get the Charlos treatment, man. Someone needs to give that man the Charlos treatment, man. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy, yo. And then let me see, we one more here. Finally meeting Vegapunk. Woohoo! Akbar J. Hey, technically Akbar J, you're not wrong. We finally heard Lilith's voice actor in the anime, so we are finally meeting Vegapunk. Anyway, I'll drop my theory here. Sapphire scale is a disease that comes from the side effect of a failed mortality process done by the ten Rubitos. So this is building on Mattias Cerule's comment from earlier. It is indicated with kids calling Bonnie a vampire. Maybe a foreshadow on Oda's part. Interesting. So, of course, vampires are immortal but cannot walk into the sun. That's fascinating, Akbar J. Yeah, I didn't think about it. That's super. That is true. That is true. Also, I was right. Kuma was framed and labeled by the WT's Tyrant. You're absolutely right about that. You did call that Akbar J. That is so facts. So facts. Yo, man. Yo, I'm digging what y'all are putting down with the Sapphire Scale being a disease that comes from a side effect of past immortality. Um, Specifically, the things that they've done that would forever curse generations. I find stuff like that really interesting. But especially, I love when Oda takes these classic fairy tales, right, and twists them. And this is how he's going to twist the whole vampire thing. That's going to be, oh man, I can't. If that's true, and that's so Oda. That is so Oda, man. I love it. So to finish off the afterthoughts today, I wanted to give my own 2 cents on what I think is going to happen in 1100. I think chapter 1100 is going to remain within the flashback. We're going to see the deal that gets done. We're going to see some more stuff with Saturn, Vegapunk, and Kuma, and I would not be surprised if we also get something with the Iron Giant, as well as maybe a little more insight into what actually happened 200 years ago. Maybe somebody's going to mention it within the Gorosei's room, or Garcia Saturn himself, maybe even Emu. We're going to continue to build upon certain things that are going to become integral at the end of this arc. And I feel like one of the things that ties that together is the Iron Giant. And so I fully expect us to get some sort of thing there. It doesn't have to be the Iron Giant specifically, but maybe something to do with the weapon, right? With the Mother Flame, or the energy source, whatever it is about to come into play here very soon. As Vegapunk stated in this chapter, he wishes that Kuma could fire lasers. So we're about to get more into some lineage factor here. We might find out truths in regards to Saturn, or whoever Bonnie's father is, the disease, and a few answers on that. I fully expect us to stay within the flashback, but if we do cut to the present, then I fully expect this to be like a half flashback, half present. I would not. I don't see the flashback ending already. It would have to be a half flashback, cut to the present, or just straight flashback. Maybe the final page is cut into the present, right? We'll see what happens, but I'm predicting right now we stay in the flashback and we get a big reveal for chapter 1100. Whether that be what happened 200 years ago with the Iron Giant, whether it be the truth with Bonnie's father, seeing Kuma's perspective throughout many of the scenes, as y'all have brought up within the story, like Goat Luffy said. The things that took place within Through the Bark and Sabaody and stuff of that nature from Kuma's perspective would be that would just hit extremely hard, man. It would hit extremely hard, and like Silvershot said, it would recontextualize those arcs upon going back and rereading them. It's like, man, those arcs are already special, and that would just add even more greatness on top of that. And so I'm fully expecting us to stay within the flashback with a big major chapter to send us off into either the latter half of the flashback or towards the climax of the flashback before we head into the present time. But we'll see what happens, man. I'm very much looking forward to seeing what Oda has cooking in the kitchen, considering there is no break this week. So I will see y'all when the chapter drops. Thank y'all so much for watching. I apologize for not being able to get to all the comments and for not having the cam on, but I wanted to get this video out today because if not, it was not going to happen. I have some videos coming out this week that I recorded before all of this just to make sure I had some content that I really wanted to get out. So that will be happening within the week, but I'll see y'all for the chapter reaction. Thank you so much for watching, and take care.